Hello everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another cross-stitching update video. It is currently Monday, April 13th, and for this week's video I have a plan, and my plan is to work on projects that I would like to get finished in 2026. So I currently have 3 projects that I want to get finished this year, and they're only going to get finished if I actually focus on them. So in this week's video, I'm going to be focusing on those projects. I really want to get one of them finished before May, because in May I'm going on a vacation, and on that vacation there is a cross-stitching store. And I'm going to be with my whole family, including my sister who cross stitches. So I think I want to have at least 1 new start, possibly 2. And so I had a start already planned out that I would like to do. I want to start something Halloween themed. So there's that. Plus I got this book in the mail, Fantasy Cross Stitch from Needle Lot Designs, and I actually saw this book on Instagram and I saw a thing to pre-order it, and so I was actually looking at pre-ordering it, and then I got an email from the publisher asking if I would like a copy, and so I got a copy. And there are so many things in this book that I would like to stitch, so I actually have some of them bookmarked on the side for myself. I'll show you a couple. So there is, which is the one? There's a couple that are like smaller. Okay, this is not a small one, but I really like this one, which is called Castle Vista with a Lone Rider. I really love this. I really love fantasy images, dragons and castles and all that stuff. So I love this one. This would be a fun one to stitch, and it tells you the stitch counts of all of the projects. So this one is 8,000 stitches. So it's not like huge, but it's also not tiny. There's also this one, which is slightly smaller at 5,900 stitches, and this is Portal to Another Realm. I would really like to stitch that too because it's kind of small. There was one in here that I was thinking would be a good one to stitch on like a plastic canvas, because then it would be smaller and maybe do like a bookmark or something. I was kind of thinking of doing like the dragon. I would need to see how many stitches wide it is to see if it would fit on the plastic canvas, but there's this dragon one called Dragon of the Old World. And so yeah, there are multiple things in here that I would like to stitch, and I was thinking about if I could find, there's different designs, lots of different designs, I think 25, and so if there was one that's smaller and kind of long thin that I could do on a plastic canvas, because that would be easy to stitch on while I'm on vacation, you know, like airplane stitching. I would like something that is on, you know, something easier to stitch. I'm not going to stitch like linen on an airplane because that would be crazy. Okay, some people probably do it, but I don't think I could do it. Anyways, going back to my finishes. So I have 3 projects that I would really like to get finished. The ones that are farthest from a finish I'll talk about first, and I also have all of my numbers, so we can talk numbers. So the first one I'll show is Merry Mushroom Village Picnic number 3, which was the Haed 2024 stitch along. This is artwork by Amy Stewart, and this one I have done 38,900 stitches. I'm at 63% complete, and I still need to do 22,818 stitches. So that's gonna take a while, and so I think what I might do is throughout the year I might do like weeks like this where it's just working on projects I want to finish and just try and like chip away at it. This is on 28 count 2/1 half cross. Because it is half cross, it does go slightly faster than these other 2 projects, because these other 2 projects are both full cross. So the next one is Dragon Hall, which is by Long Dog Samplers. I love the fabric for this. This is like my favorite thing in the world. So the fabric for this is Iron Ore by thesewingshop.ca. It's a 20 count, and I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross using anchor flosses, and I love this so much. Numbers though, I have done 5,700 stitches. I am at 21% complete, and there are still 20,782 stitches left. So quite a few stitches left on Dragon Hall. And then the one that I think I might be able to finish this week, because I didn't even realize it was so close to being finished until I did the numbers for this video, and I was like, it's almost done. It's practically there. And that's Pokemon Switch, which is by Glitch Stitch AU. This one, here is where I am. I have done 9,262 stitches. I'm at 78% complete, and I have 2,514 stitches left. 2,000 stitches left. This is on 18 count, 2/1 full cross. I think I am going to try and finish completing this one by color. So I've been working on the blue here for the Joy-Con, and then there's another blue that goes here, and then there are some kind of like trimmy looking colors like the shadows and the creases, however you want to call it. And then I think I'm going to complete it by color. I don't know right now exactly how many colors are left. I should have looked at that before I started this video, but I will look at that after I finish filming, and I'll write it down so I can tell you later how many colors are left and you know, all those numbers. But I'm excited just knowing that this is close to being done. And like I said, I need this done by May because trip in May. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I will be back once I have an update on Pokemon Switch. Hopefully I'll have some colors finished and be closer to the end. It is now Wednesday, and I am back with my first update, which is on Pokemon Switch. And when I started stitching on this on Monday, I had 19 colors left, and I have completed 11 colors, which means I only have 8 colors left, and it's all in the main like screen area. I think I have a little over 1,000 stitches left, and so I'm really hoping that I can have this finished by Friday. I'm really hoping. It's still early on Wednesday. It is 2 o'clock, and so I'm hoping that I can get a couple hundred more stitches in today and then make good progress tomorrow and then get it finished Friday. And that means that I could spend the weekend working on the other 2 projects that I would like to work on this week. But yeah, so it's going good. I'm really happy with the progress, and I cannot wait for it to be done. I am finally seeing like the end is in sight. I was also going to mention real quick, like these are the colors that are left here on the side of my tablet, and I am going to be working them from the least amount of stitches left until the most, which the last color would be DMC 3845, which is going to be like the water area. So I am looking forward to working on this and getting it finished. And it's also really nice to see like the zeros show up on the screen. You know, all those zeros, new colors finished. And I cannot wait until I get them all finished and have a finish. Is that my first finish this year? I think that would be my first finish this year. Which, like I said, I need to finish so that I can have a new start in May. Anyways, I'm going to go back to stitching, and I will be back, and hopefully when I come back, this is a finished project. I am back, and it is Friday morning. I actually finished stitching on Pokemon Switch yesterday on Thursday, but it was nighttime, so I was like, I'll just wait and film it Friday morning. So it is completely done. I am very happy about that. And so yeah, the last place that I stitched was the grass and then also the water here, and that really brought everything together, because in the last update when there was just like little patches of like brown and stuff, it was kind of like, what's going on? But it's all together, pulled together beautifully. I am very happy to have this done. I will talk more at the end of the video about like how many stitches it took to finish it and all of that. And now I am going to be showing you the next project I'm going to work on, which I am going to work on Merry Mushroom Village Picnic number 3 first. I had thought about working on Dragon Hall, but I really want to work on a full coverage project on 28 count, and so that's what this is. This is on 28 count, full coverage, and I think what I'm going to do is I think that I am going to just try and get one color completed on this project, and so I will show you in Pattern Keeper I am going to be trying to finish the color 742, which is in the mushroom. So I'm going to be working on that color. It has how many stitches left? 1,432 stitches left for that color, and it will be all on this side of the chart. So I'm hoping that I can get this color finished. Like I said, it's Friday, so I'm hoping that I can do like 700 stitches today, 700 stitches on tomorrow, which is Saturday, and then have this one finished, and then Sunday I can work on Dragon Hall, but we will see if that ends up working out. So yeah, I'll be back once I have another update to show. I am back and it is now Monday, which means I did not film any updates over the weekend. So I'm just gonna go over like my final progress for all of this. And so the last time I did an update, I was working on Merry Mushroom Village Picnic number 3, and I was trying to finish a color and I did not get that color finished. So I'll show you my progress. I did 660 stitches of this yellow in this area here, and so I still have, I think, another 700 stitches left of that color. And yeah, I just didn't get done because I stitched on Friday on this piece, and then Saturday I ended up having a no stitch day because I was with family, and so didn't get stitching done Saturday. But this is what I got done on this piece. I am happy with that for now, and I think I'll do another week again eventually, like in the next, maybe every month I'll do a week where I work on the pieces that I want to get finished this year, just so I can try and, you know, make progress on them every month. So that's where I got on this. I almost dropped it. And then on Sunday, I ended up working on Dragon Hall by Long Dog Sampler because I was like, I would like to work on it at least one day so that it doesn't get nothing done. And so I did. It was only 200 stitches, but like I said, it's better than nothing. And I was working on just the black at the top row because I'm trying to reach the other corner at the top. And I don't know if I mentioned earlier, the fabric for this is Iron Ore from the sewingshop.ca. It's gorgeous. I love it. And yeah, I didn't get that much done, especially because I started watching a show on Netflix and it doesn't have, the show is, I think, Chinese, and it didn't have English dub. It only had English subtitles, and so I couldn't stitch and watch it at the same time. I don't remember the name of the show, though, but it was good so far. I've only watched one episode, but yeah, I couldn't stitch and watch at the same time, so that happened. And then, real quick, I will show my fully finished Pokemon, not fully finished, because I didn't frame it, but my finished Pokemon piece, because that was the most exciting thing that happened this week, is that Pokemon Switch is finished. And so that was the whole thing that I was really hoping for this week, is I was really wanting to get at least one finish because I am going to have a new start in May, at least one, possibly two. So I need finishes. So I'm happy to have this done and like off of my project list for right now. I will be pulling like this fabric out again because I do have other pieces I want to put on this fabric. This right here is the outline of Sailor Venus, but I think I'm just going to put this piece away for a while and then I'll come back and do Sailor Venus after I have a few other finishes because, you know, I would like to have these finished. I eventually need to pull Northern Lights out of my like unactive whips because right now this year I only have 10 whips that are active whips, and Northern Lights is another small piece, but it's not an active whip right now, but that would be an easy one to finish. And so eventually this piece of fabric will be coming out again. So for my numbers for the week, I think I did 2,200 stitches on Pokemon Switch. I did 200 stitches on Dragon Hall. I almost said Dragon Race into the Night. And then I did 660 stitches on Merry Mushroom Village Picnic number 3. So it wasn't a bad stitchy week at all. Like I said, I'm happy with the progress that I made. I am also really excited about my plans for next week's video because I have plans next week. People had asked if I was going to be participating in 24 hours of cross stitch, which if you are not aware, 24 hours of cross stitch is an event. There is a Facebook group for it, and it was created by Jen Lee. And There's like a couple ways that people do it. One way is you try and do 24 hours straight where you don't sleep and you just try and stitch for like a full day and night. And the other way is stitching over a weekend. So it starts on a Friday and then you stitch as much as you can until Sunday. I think I'm going to be doing it, but I'm doing it a different way because I've done it before. I have previous 24 hours of cross stitch videos on my channel and it's just a lot. And so I decided I would try and do it in a more manageable way. And so I'm going to do it for like the entire week next week, where I'm going to time myself and see if I can do 24 hours of cross stitch in like a week, or kind of like a how many days will it take for me to reach 24 hours stitched, and I will be timing myself. And that way it's easier because I do have other things that I like to do, you know, reading and playing games and crocheting and knitting. Plus I got a walking pad, so I'm trying to like not sit all day, you know, because a lot of my hobbies involve sitting. And so yeah, next week I'm going to be doing a 24 hours of cross stitch, but over the course of like a week, just because that is a more realistic thing. And also like it's more somewhat realistic, but at the same point it's still going to be kind of hard because you would need to be trying to do like what, over 3 hours of stitching a day, and I don't know if I actually stitch that much in a day. Plus I have some days where I don't stitch. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And like I said, it's more manageable. And then I think my plan for that is that I'm going to switch projects every 4 hours. And so that means that I could possibly get work done on 6 projects next week. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing next week. So if you want to see that, then don't forget to subscribe and come back. I hope everyone is doing well, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!